as a beginner, you would usually solve the Rubik's Cube using a layer by layer method. First you probably solve the cross, then the white corners, then the middle layer edges, but then the last layer is where it can get pretty different. There are 4 steps usually, not necessarily in this order. CO, CP, EO, EP. The C stands for corner, E stands for edge, O stands for orientation, and P means permutation. So I think you can figure out what each of those are. So today, we're going to be combining all 4 of these into the different possibilities of solving the last layer. I'm going to be splitting this up into a few categories. So the first category is where you orient the pieces first. Second category where you permute the pieces first. The third category is where you solve the edges first, and the fourth category is where you solve the corners first, and the last category is gonna be ones that you can't do out of all of them. Okay, for the first one, it's going to be this order. So I'll be honest, this video may be a little bit boring. It's probably gonna be very long, so just keep that in mind. So the first one is the way you would normally solve for the last layer on a normal cube, which is EO first, then CO, then CP, and EP. Okay, so this one we're orienting the pieces first. So there's this other one, I'm not sure, it's CO, EO, CP, EP. So the first one is you orient the corners, like that. Then you permute the edges. You orient the edges. Then you solve all the corners. Then the edges. Okay, so the first one still starting with EO. Then we go to CO. But then, this time, we solve all the edges instead, not the corners. Then we do some algorithm. It's either going to be an A perm or an E perm. In this case, it's an E perm, so... Okay, so for the final one in the category of orienting pieces first, we are now going to do this one. So for this one, what we firstly do is we do CO, corner orientation. Then we do edge orientation, so EO. Then we do edge permutation. Then we do corner permutation, so I've got an E perm. Here we go. So now in this category we're going to be permuting the pieces first. So now I think we're going to permute all the edges. So you can see this edge is in the right place. This edge is in the right place. So we just need to swap these two. Do the J perm first. And now obviously we have to do a corner swap. So I think we need to swap. This one is solved. This one needs to go here, and we have I think this is A perm this way. Yep, I got right. So now I'm gonna flip the edges, and then I can't do this like Paolo. I have to do kind of this. I know it takes very long, but there you go. We have it solved. Okay, so for this one, we have to firstly, we're going to permute the edges, so swap these two. So J perm, so all of these edges on the right. But now we're going to permute the corners, so let's see. This one solved, this one goes here, so it's an A perm. Okay, now, it may not look that way, but actually every piece is in its right spot. It just needs to be twisted or flipped. So speaking of twist, we're going to twist the corners. And then, wow, we have a 4 edge flip, so... No, what happened? Thank God. Okay, now I'm going to do a corner permutation first, so... this one and this one are solved, so these two, so I can swap these two like a Y perm. Then I'll solve the edges. So this one's solved. So this goes this way, and we have anti-clockwise U-perm. Okay, now I'm going to actually flip the edges first. Then twist the corners. I'm actually going to do... Hang on. I should have been twisted the whole time. But yeah. There you go. Okay, so we have this corner solved and this corner solved, so we can do Y-perm. Then we'll position the edges, so this edge is solved, so this edge to this edge to this edge to U-perm. Oops. Now I'm gonna flip the edges. I mean, twist the corners. Whoops, and then flip the edges. Okay, so now for these next 4 cases, we're going to be solving all the edges. So the first one, I'm going to firstly orient all the edges like that. There you go. So now I'm going to solve the edges. So that one's solved. Actually, I can make more solved by doing this, and we get a J-perm. Wow. Now I'll orient all the corners. Again, I have to do this. Like that, and solve the rest with an A-perm. So, okay, for this one, we're going to be orienting the edges. Okay, so now we have a cross. Now we're still gonna position the edges. So these two are solved, so we can solve these two with a T-perm. Okay, now actually what we're gonna do is we're gonna position the corners. So this one goes here. That goes like this actually. Wait, this goes... No, it's this A-perm. And then twist the corners. Oh no, did I forget to... Okay, never mind, I thought I forgot to do something. Okay, so for this one, these two are solved, so we can swap these two with a J-perm, so that's an EP, permuting the edges. So now we're going to flip these two. And now I'm gonna twist the corners. Okay, and align this A-perm. Okay, so now, so for this one, we're gonna be positioning the edges first. So these two are solved, so I can swap these with the J-perm. Flip these. We are going to be positioning these, so this yellow, red, green is solved. This one goes here, so it's an A-perm. And just we have a corner twist. Oops, there's a corner twisted, but that probably twisted somewhere. Okay, the next 4 cases are going to be the corners. So let's see. So I can solve this one and this one. So I'm gonna permute these 2 corners with a Y-perm. Okay, now I'm going to orient all the corners. So I can do this one like this. Just like the beginner method, basically. Now I'm going to be orienting all the edges. And then permuting them. So now this is a U-perm. Okay, so again we're going to be positioning the corners. So these two. So I'll swap these two with a J-perm. Then I'll orient every corner. Nice. So now I'm going to permute all the edges. So this one goes here. This one goes here. We have a U-perm. Then we can flip. Now we're going to be orienting the corners first. So this one, you might not be able to recognize it, but this is just soon. And now I'm going to permeate all the corners, so these two are solved. And this edge, that's pretty lucky, so I'm going to do J-perm here. Now I'm going to maybe flip the edges, so these two. And then U-perm. So orient the corners, permute, permute edges, flip edges. So now onto the every other case, kind of, okay. So we start off, so for this one I'm going to start off by doing edge permutation, so, okay, edges are in the right spot, then CO, then I'm going to do CP. So this one, A-perm. Then I'm left with EO. Okay, for this one, still starting with EP. So these two match. So we're gonna do a T-perm to swap these two. Now we go to CO. So where is it? There. So now we do EO, so flip. Then we should have an A-perm. So this is CP. Okay, for the next one, now we're going to do CO. So the corner orientation. Then we're going to do EP. So these were solved, these were not. J-perm solved them. Yeah, I got that right. EO. And then we are onto CP, or corner permutation, so this is an E-perm. Okay, this one's going to happen really quick, so I'm going to do CO real quick. Oops. Now we do a edge permutation, so these two, so okay, now we're going to do a CP, so A-perm here. Oops. And wow, 4 edge flip. So this is the end. Okay, so for this one we're going to do CP first, so just believe me, this is an A-perm. Corner's in the right spot now. So now is EO, so I'm going to flip these two edges. Edge permutation, corner orientation. Okay, for this one, first up I'm going to do EO, sorry. And then we'll do CP, so corner permutations. So, where is it? This one goes there, A-perm. Hopefully I got that right. Yep, I did. So now we'll do a EP, so this orange goes here, this is U-perm like this. And then I'll do CO. Okay, for this one we're going to do EO first. Actually, no, I'll do this one. CP, so I'll solve that one, and then this A-perm. Oops. CO. Whoops. And then EP. Okay, the last one. This has been a long video, to say the least. We'll do these two, solve these two with J-perm. This is CP, EO, CO, EP, finishing off with a H-perm. Okay, that brings us to the end. Wow, that took so long to film. I mean, maybe like for the effort, but maybe try some of these yourself and see if you can actually do them. Alright, I didn't want to make the video too long, so see you next time.